Have you ever had one of these? That is Old Forester, the President's Choice. If you haven't, that's understandable. This took me a while to find, and by luck, I was able to get it on the online drop. So let's talk about the difference. This is a single barrel, and this blue label is also a single barrel. You may say, well, I guess the age difference, right? This is one of the key things. This being a much harder bottle to find, this must be 15 years plus. No, it's really not. This is, let's see here, 101 months old. If I'm doing my math right, that's almost 8.5 months. These single barrels with the blue label here, barrel proof, are typically 5 to 7 years. So there's not a considerable age difference here. So why are these things so hard to find? The President's Choice. It's a great question. Let's dig into it. Some would say President's Choice is not as hard as it used to be to find. I think some of these bottles used to be up in the 10 to 12 year age statements. I always consider them kind of the top unicorn, one of the top unicorns to find. I'm lucky to find one. But with this being 101 months, and now with the news of President's Choice being released into stores in an allocation for the first time, I think these were just available at the distillery. You'll probably see a little more of them. Does that mean the quality is much different? And could you go into your store, find a blue Old Forester label, and it be the same? I don't know. Let's put these next to each other. Let's go first by proof. So this Old Forester pick, this is from Warehouse K, Floor 6, 129.2 proof. Again, I don't think they have the age statements on these single barrel bottles. I'm sure someone in the chat would correct me if I'm wrong. You always do. Thank you. Cheers. But I think, again, between 5, 6, maybe close to 7 years on some of these single barrels. Yeah, so great nose. You know, these are great deals. I see these range anywhere from 75 in some places all the way up over 100. I'm seeing a lot more of these single barrels now in stores. You know, we're knocking at 130 proof, so this is going to be hot. Let's see. Oh man, you know it's really great. It does drink a little hot. Gave a nice little punch. I get some of that baking spice, some vanilla, like marshmallow, that kind of like Brown Foreman note that a lot of people say. That's really apparent on this. This bottle is good. Again, though, the one thing about this is it may drink the proof, right? It doesn't. Some bottles you buy that are higher in proof drink under the proof. Let's go back into it. No, that drinks its proof. It's a little astringent. Like, I think the only knock against it is that barrel char, the oak gets almost a little drying there at the end. So now let's try it up against this President's Choice. So let's talk about price. Like I said, between 75 to 100, maybe I've seen in some stores for these single barrels over 100 to 125. I think the prices are kind of going down now. I've seen a bit more market saturation in these. But President's Choice, you're not really ever going to find this at MSRP unless you get a distillery release or you were at the online drop, which is how I lucked into getting this one. This was, I believe, $225. So that's MSRP. That is the offering. And for me, this I would gladly pay that for one of these because I didn't have one in my collection, and I love Old Forester. And again, this is Old Forester states is the top of the top. This is their best offering of their product, and let's try it. So again, this is 101 months, so it's a couple years older than this one, and this is 59.2%. So we're knocking on 120, about a 10 proof point difference here. Oh man, that nose. So I think the difference in the noses here, the Blue Label is pretty hot ethanol with some of that baking spice. This President's Choice is sweet. Cinnamon roll, little bit of clove, nice sweet oak. Let's look at this color here. Move my head out of the way. Great color, great viscosity. 10 proof points lower. Let's see if it drinks hot. Oh man, that does not drink hot. That drinks just under the proof. It definitely has some legs on it, but I like that proof. It's very complimentary. Again, this is almost I get a dark cherry pie, like toasted marshmallow with this. The President's Choice, again, are all single barrels. But they really are, as they state on the website, all chosen by the president of Old Forester. And they really do offer, I think, that next level quality. I'm excited, I think, to see that these are now going to be released in some stores. I think it's going to be ridiculously hard to find one. But I hope you find one. I hope you were able to get one in the drop. I have seen these on secondary for like $850. That's crazy to me. Nothing in a bottle is worth $850 just for the juice or the taste, unless, whatever. Everyone has their own budgets. To me, that seems crazy. $250 is pushing it. But this, if you like Old Forester, you'll love this. It is markedly different from a single barrel in the Blue Label. However, I think there are some hacks out there, right? Some single barrel, some Blue Label experts, some awesome store picks that might get closer to this. We're seeing the age statements come down now that there are more of these President's Choice bottles out there. So again, both single barrels, both different offerings. If you love Old Forester and you can't find a President's Choice, don't overpay. Maybe find a Blue Label. If it's a little hot, it's okay to put a couple drops of water in, right? Like, maybe that'll get closer. But again, really cool to be able to finally try these next to each other. I was really grateful I lucked out on that online drop. I love Old Forester. And hey, that's the difference. Old Forester President's Choice, the Old Forester Blue Label. Both are great offerings. So, cheers.